Hey everyone, it is currently Saturday and I just survived my first week of nursing school. So please excuse my appearance. I don't have any makeup on and my voice. I caught a little bit of a head cold at school, which is crazy because I work in a hospital and I thought that I wouldn't have to deal with that with back to school. But pretty much every year that I've gone back to school, I get sick in the first week. So I guess that's just typical for me, but thought it would be fun just to come on and kind of tell you guys a little bit more about my first week, what it was like, kind of what to expect for yours as well. And then I know I posted a video about like getting a little bit more organized. I have one more that I'm going to be posting as well later on this week for you, just in case that's something that's helpful, just seeing how I'm organized for nursing school. And then I have a couple shorts that I filmed as well if you guys are interested that are also over on my TikTok, just with more information there too. And I can also do a debrief after my first round of exams if that is something that you guys think would be helpful too, just to talk about, like what's working for me, what I'm changing up studying wise, things like that. But my first week went really well. It was a little bit overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie, and say that, it was all amazing. Definitely after my first day, I came home and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just sign up for? Like, am I smart enough for this? Am I going to be able to handle this? But feeling a little bit better as the week went on. So kind of backtracking, I filmed a little bit of a vlog on my first day and a little bit of a debrief as well that was in that vlog on my channel. And I also have it on my TikTok as well if you're interested, a little bit different version. But I had 3 classes on my first day, and then I had Tuesday off. And then on Wednesday, I had 2 classes, but we had our program orientation. Thursday was my long day. So I started at 7 a.m. for my foundations lab. And then on Friday, it was a short day. I only had 2 classes. So with that, Monday, things went really well. I got to meet 3 of my professors. I had 3 classes on Monday. And then after that, I came home and kind of got organized. I was off Tuesday and I actually picked up a shift at the hospital because I knew that this week would probably be the only week that I would want to do that because I have exams coming up pretty quick. And then on Wednesday was our program orientation. So I had 2 classes Wednesday and then just stayed on campus and got familiar with ATI, which if you're in nursing school, you'll learn all about. But we had a couple modules assigned to us that we needed to do that were due next week. And I went ahead and just got those kind of knocked out with a couple classmates. We figured out how to navigate ATI and how everything worked there. Our university put out like several different guides, so we used those. And then our university also made a switch to a new exam software. So we got that all downloaded because we were doing mock exams in our classes later on in the week. And then program orientation was that night from 5 to 7, so it was ABS students and then also just some traditional students. So they talked to us about like what clinicals are going to look like, just a lot of the nursing school expectations in general. For my school, you have to maintain a certain exam average to pass a class. So if you get above that with your coursework, that doesn't count as passing unless your exams are at a certain average. I believe it's a 76, which I think is pretty standard. So they say that just because, you have to be able to pass the NCLEX, they want you to be averaging that on exams. So we learned a little bit more about that, a little bit more about just how they prep us for the NCLEX overall, and then different study resources that they have too, which was super helpful, and just different resources that our university had in general for us too. I also got my scrubs, which was great, and a free t-shirt, which not really free because I paid a lot of money to go to school there, but we'll take it. And then Thursday morning was my first foundations lab. So we did like an intro and then vitals and sterile fields and PPE. So we learned all of that. They are going to have open lab time, and then they said we are going to touch on it again this week. They gave us some supplies that we can use to practice. My program didn't require that I got a blood pressure cuff. I know a lot of programs do, but I ended up ordering one online so I can practice anyway. So that is something that I'm working on too. And then on Friday, which was yesterday. Oh, then in the afternoon, I had my foundations lecture on Thursday. And then on Friday, I just had 2 classes, and I was done by noon, which is a really nice way to kind of round out the week. And then I worked. So today is Saturday, and I just attended a optional like dosage calc seminar. So just went to that, practiced a little bit of that, because if you are in nursing school, you know, every semester you have to pass dosage calc examinations. So every school is different as far as like what you have to get and like what the process looks like. But basically, mine is not until later in the semester for my first semester, but they have optional dosage calc seminars that we can attend just to kind of help us work practice problems. So that's something that I'm going to be doing, as well as like going to open lab and practicing for foundations. And then they do have like group tutoring sessions for a couple of my other classes I'm planning on attending. This week I kind of figured this is the least busy I'm going to be. So let's see what I can get done as far as getting a little bit ahead in classes if I can, and then getting organized. So I came home after my first day, and then I did a little bit more on, I guess it was Wednesday. No. Yeah. Wednesday night after our orientation, or actually between like class and orientation, I went into all of my syllabuses and got all of my exams and quizzes and put them in my planner. I was thinking about doing every assignment, but I felt like for me that was going to be a little bit overwhelming to put all of them in my planner. So I figured what I would do is on a weekly basis go through, look at what's due that week and the next week, and put those in my planner for as far as like assignments go. So I have my first exam. I have 1 exam a week pretty much starting the week of Labor Day. So today, which is Saturday, I am planning on just starting to create. I really like Quizlet. We'll see if it's something that works well for me for the nursing program. I know for pharm I am going to make like physical flashcards, but I'm going to use Quizlet for my other classes just for this first round of exams and kind of see how it goes. And also take some of the questions that we go over in like study sessions and stuff like that and put those in there too, just to give myself additional practice. And I'm also planning on using ChatGPT to help generate some NCLEX style questions for my classes. So I had a couple people on one of my TikToks recommend uploading like your lecture materials to ChatGPT and asking it to make you NCLEX style questions going over it. So that's something I'm planning on doing to study as well, and adding some of those to my Quizlet to use. So those are all things that I'm going to be doing today just to prepare, and then next week is going to be really focused on studying. I did also get ahead. I have a couple ATI assignments that were due, some early next week, some the following. I went ahead and knocked all of them out so that I could really prioritize studying, and then I'm planning on trying to stay about a week ahead if I can as far as those assignments go, so that I can really study for all of my classes and kind of hone in a little bit more on the exam that I have coming up that specific week. So I think that's it. I say that's it. I did get all of my textbooks too this week. I have a huge stack of textbooks, and then we got ATI textbooks for the whole time we're in the program too. So I have all my extra ATI textbooks on my bookshelf in our office, and then the rest of them are living in that crate in my car for now that I may need. So we'll see how that goes. So far, I'm just using a folder for each class, and then keeping 1 notebook in my backpack just for like scratch paper. It seems like I'm going to be taking all my notes on my computer. I'm using Notability currently, so I can like record my lectures, which my professor gave me permission to do as well. So I can listen to them back if I need to, and then I can also like highlight and make notes in there. So as of now, it looks like I'm just going to use a folder for each class, and then just have 1 notebook with me in case I need paper for math, for like dosage calculation or whatever else. We'll see if that changes, but as of now, I'm not using any binders. I know some of my classmates are. Some of them are like printing the lecture and writing on it. So we'll see if that's something that I switch to later on, but as of now, it's looking like that's what's gonna work okay for me, and I'll have to report back kind of after my first round of exams when we see how I do. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of if there was anything else that I was wanting to mention, but I think that's it. So let me know if you guys have any questions or kind of what content you want to see from me. I was thinking about trying to do like a weekly vlog moving forward, just to kind of let you guys see what things are looking like. I'm off quite a bit this week from work because I'm working quite a bit around Labor Day. So I'll have a little bit more time this week. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer those for you, or make a video answering anything or talking about anything. And Thanks so much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe. I have been posting a lot of like longer short form content over on my TikTok. I try to put them on my shorts too, but sometimes I have to like speed up the video so that it fits or things like that. So would recommend checking me out on TikTok if you want to see those as well. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.